What is up, gang? This is Jason with For the Love of Tractors, and we are going to take a look at some of the offerings on my shapeways store today. So let's talk tractors, y'all. Okay, so I've got a whole lot of stuff, and to get that out of the way, that I have up on my shapeways store, and I haven't done a whole lot of promotion for that recently, but um, you know, it's winter coming on, so you guys might want to start working on some projects and things of that nature. So I thought I'd better do a quick little promo video, if you will, of what I'm working on and what I've got going on here. So I guess first up, this is kind of my first big project, if you will. I've never done anything of this scope before. Now this isn't quite ready yet, but it will be pretty soon. Let's go ahead and take the engine out of there. I'm using an old cast engine, but this is a Stagger Panther, and the idea here is to have everything. You know, this is the grill. To have everything that you will need to make the basic tractor. Now it's not gonna come with tires. You'll have to do that. It will come with basically the rear end. It will have the handrails, your side steps, your rooftop, which I've got a little bit of adjustment to do on yet. Then the cab surround. Now I've already put cab glass in part of this. You'll have to do that yourself. You may not want to do that at all, which is fine. That's not for everybody. It will have this interior piece, and it is also separate from the model. I mean, it's included in the kit, but it comes separate, so you can paint it if you want. And then basically everything you see here. Now these work lights are not included, and the reason being is that would be difficult to paint if I put them as part of the model, and I just use strips of styrene for that. But basically everything else but the tires here will be included. I'm working on the engine. Right now I've got a kit up that does not have the engine. You're going to need that. But I will put the engine in the kit that the final version. The intake and exhaust come with the kit, but you are going to have to paint those separately, and then I'm also going to do these separate because these will work on quite a number of tractors, so they'll be separate as well. Now one thing you might want to do, and I still have to do it on this tractor, is I've got to run the actual lines to the engine from these two, and that's fine. I'll do those myself. I didn't do those in the kit because some people may want, you know, chrome or black or who knows what, so it just depends on what you want there. And then it's bareback. It's got the hydraulic outlets here. I haven't painted those yet, and it's got a drawbar, kind of a what I call a detailed style drawbar. So if you want to hook up an Ertl piece of equipment to this, you're gonna have to do some modification. So anyway, that's a quick look at that. I'll try not to make this video too long, but so fuel tanks. Fuel tanks are kind of the next thing I'm doing. Or I've had them out for a while, so I've got three different varieties right now. We're going to do more. First step is sort of the large gravity flow tank. So this would be maybe for like older tractors. Think like John Deere 4020, International 1466, things like that. You would, you know, so maybe an older style farm. Now I've added this hose that you can use thread. You can use a million different things. This is a smaller version yet. This is probably more for vehicles. And then here is the sort of new version, if you will, or like sort of modern version. It's got your pump on it, your vent, your other vent, your fill. You'll have to paint that up, of course, the best you can to make that look right, and you have to add a hose, which I've still got to do that yet. I've got the hose, I just haven't added it. But you know, so there's some accessories for your model farm. I'm gonna hollow this out because the idea is to try to keep the price down for you guys the best I can. It can be tricky, but you know, I'm not out to get rich off this. I think that's silly. I'd like to share. You know, these are projects I made for myself that I wanted on my model farm, and then, you know, why not share them with you guys? So, excuse me. I'm going to try to keep the price as reasonable as I can on all of this. That way, if you want it, you got it, because I'm always happy to share. So I made a little workbench, probably a little A little hard to tell from scale here, but I just needed a workbench for my shop. I'm like, hey, I think I'll print up one of those. It's just got little legs and stuff. Obviously, you could scratch build one of those pretty easy, but I did add, I added a little bit of detail to it that I could. Next up are your tool boxes. So, a couple different sizes there of rolling toolboxes. Now they don't actually roll, of course. It's all printed as one piece. But if I've got the individual drawers and then rollers, and I've tried to put some detail on the wheels and things like that, and I got the handles over here. So just again, just trying to make some nice accessories for your shop. I guess one more sort of accessory we'll look at here is poly tanks. So these are for, like a chemical trailer or on your farm for your sort of spray rig or whatever. Just about every farm's got at least one of these nowadays, and so I thought my model farm needed one too. Again, I'm probably gonna rework these a little bit here pretty quick, try to hollow these out for you guys, just so we can kind of keep that price a little more reasonable. I did put the spout on there, so tried to add a little detail, maybe a little bit more than some of the sort of cast offerings that are out there right now. Alright, so moving on to equipment. Wow, the wheel just fell off of that. Didn't have it on there. Wow. Blooper reel for sure. Fertilizer buggy. So this could be a Wilmar or a Doyle style fertilizer buggy. Just kind of up to you. Whatever you want to paint it, whatever you want to do. Comes with your wheels and tires. I don't always do that on my kits because so many people are picky about their wheels and tires. They want different wheels and tires than maybe what I do, and that's fine. But anyway, so there's that. So this kit comes with everything. This is a hydraulically driven one, so I really need to run hydraulic hoses up here. And if you look on the back side, it's got spreader detail and all that good stuff back there. I think I maybe have done a separate video on that. If not, I'm going to. I need to repair that one though. So next up is a really good seller of mine, which is a we'll call it a sunflower disc chisel. Kind of hate to use the proper term there, but that's kind of what it's modeled after anyway, loosely. This is just a chisel. I have a disc chisel version as well. Don't have one of those here with me, unfortunately. I believe I sold it. So, but anyway, this comes with everything that you need. I believe in this kit I even did the wheels and tires. These wheels and tires are maybe not perfect for this model, but I like them. They look pretty solid on there. Of course, you get all your chisels, your chisel shanks, and everything. I tried to model the cylinder detail here, and then if you want to really go add more detail, you'll have to add your lines to it. I did add flasher lights to the back there, so you'll just have to paint those up to get the desired effect. But anyway, that's a pretty cool model. And then, I guess last for today, we'll probably do a second part of this eventually, is the brand new, brand new to my store, Landau 7-shank Weatherproofer 2. I've got a 5-shank model that I've probably had for about a year, and I know several of you guys have went out and got those, so really thankful for that. But there was always a call for a little bit bigger equipment. May do a 9-shank down the road. If I did, that's probably a good ways off though. Right now, just going to stick with the 5 and 7-shank, try to kind of get that small to mid-size farmer, get them some tillage equipment. This is, I tried to detail this the best I could. I do all of my own drawing, so it gets done in my spare time, and sometimes it's tedious and difficult, and sometimes I just have to put it away for a while. So that might have been the case a couple times on this, but I've got your lift cylinders for your wheels. Those do not raise and lower because that makes it really fragile. I don't want these breaking on you guys and then having to buy a whole new part over or whatever. I know everybody wants maximum detail, but at the same time I feel like there needs to be some semblance of reliability or durability there, even though they're just probably going to sit on a shelf or on a display. I don't want those breaking on you. So the kit is in 3 parts. You know, you got your main frame, which is basically everything you see here, but your hazard, your slow-moving vehicle sign, that I actually got from Tractor Fab. I don't know if I'll do that in the kit. We'll see. I might later, but I think for right now, your best bet is to get the Tractor Fab one. Um, so then part 2 of the kit is your disc gangs, and then that part comes with your lift cylinders on it. And so um, I did it that way because, you know, because kind of a pricing way. The way Shapeways does their pricing is machine space is kind of the big factor there, and I was just able to keep the price a little lower by doing that. And then part 3 is your shanks. Now the kit for this, the shanks I did are a 10. They'll have 10 shanks, and I know this is a 7 shank kit, but if you do these, especially in Frosted Ultra Detail, they're fairly brittle. And to give you the extra 3 shanks as backup in case you'd happen to break something was just a few cents extra, and so I didn't think anybody would care too much that I threw in 3 extra shanks there. So anyway, that's that. As you can see, I tried to add like sort of spring detail on you know, the drawbar and everything like that I could, just to make it as nice as possible for you guys. You know, this came out a little pricier than I wanted to be. I like to keep these smaller kits, like say around 30 bucks, give or take, but this is probably going to run you, depending on what materials you print in, more like 50 bucks. So, you know, it kind of is what it is, but I don't think you guys will mind too much. It's a pretty nice kit. So anyway, that's all for today. We'll do more another time. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.